What's up, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And today I get to talk about my top 10 must-reads, essential buys, or recommended reads for the month of December of 2022. These are collected editions that are coming out this month. So, let's get started. And welcome back, everybody. Now, if you're enjoying these type of videos, I do want to remind you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We put out videos every day. And thank you to all our subscribers, viewers, and patrons. Could not be making videos like this possible without all of you. So yeah, thank you. And smash that like button, please. That does help with our YouTube algorithm. And our channel keep growing. All right, we've got 10 books, and it was really difficult to pick these 10 books, but here we are. December, last month of the year. Can't wait to start talking about 2023. So let's go ahead and get started with the week of December 6th. And I'm going to be talking about Black Panther by Christopher Priest, Omnibus Volume 1, collecting issues 1 through 33 of the 1998 series, Deadpool 44, that's the crossover because he was also writing Deadpool, and material for Marvel Double Shot number 2. The book has 840 pages, retails for $100, and to me, it is the best run of Black Panther. I really love getting to learn about this character through the eyes of Everett Ross. That's what makes it so good and so compelling. Man, it's a little bit of a slow burn. I always tell people that, but it's so worth it. The payoff is so worth it. It's phenomenal, and if you haven't read it, I strongly recommend it. Out of all the Omnis that have come out, I think this is the one that, for me, gets the top choice. It's amazing. He's got 4 Omnis dedicated to him. I want to see more. I want to see Volume 2 of this. Reggie Hudlin's run. That would be really cool. And, of course, Jack Kirby's era with the follow-up by Don Kramer to wrap up his run. All right, next up on my list is, of course, the Savage Dragon Ultimate Collection. This is one when I had Eric Larson on the channel. I kept asking him, when are we going to get these? And he talked about there's no way because the restoration would be too much. You know, all they can do now is the black and white stuff. And here we are a couple of years later. And that was in 2019 when I had him on the show. And it is coming out. Collecting the original Savage Dragon miniseries, the 5-issue miniseries, and then the ongoing series 1 through 8. $39.99. Written and drawn by Eric Larson. This was my favorite Image title. I mean, everybody was all about Spawn or Wildcats and Cyberforce, man. That was my dude, Mark Silvestri, but there was just something fun about this character, this cop in Chicago that didn't take himself too seriously. Next up, Invisible Kingdom Library Edition. Christian Ward, G. Willow Wilson, and Karen Berger bring you this phenomenal sci-fi story that it kind of reminds me, honestly, of an anime. It kind of reminds me of things like Cowboy Bebop or even a Studio Ghibli anime. But it is $49.99, 416 pages. I've done an overview of it, but it officially comes out this week in December. And that is December 6th, just in case you did get it through the direct market. But that is the official date. And of course, I'm recommending it. It is beautiful artwork. Like, that's the biggest seller to me. All right, moving on. Ven Omnibus by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. Now, I had a choice, of course. Like, do I go with King in Black? Do I recommend that? Or do I recommend Donny Cates' Venom? Of course, the other choice was not to recommend either. But I actually enjoyed this event. I actually enjoyed Venom by Donny Cates. It was a lot of fun. For somebody that claims that has never read manga or watched anime, or a lot of it, damn, this run felt like it was anime-inspired. It was great. And the reason I'm recommending it through Venom is because you get the whole thing here. In King in Black, you get the King in Black event, all the tie-ins, all the miniseries. A lot of them are just have really nothing to do with King in Black. They were just, putting that on the book to make it sell. This right here has everything you need. This is the Venom series 1 through 35, written by Donny Cates, annual number 1, Web of Venom, Venom, Carnage Born, Wraith, Absolute Carnage miniseries 1 through 5, King in Black 1 through 5, and material from Free Comic Book Day 2019, the Spider-Man Venom stuff. Free Comic Book Day 2020, and Incoming 1 in Carnage Black, White, and Blood number 2. So if you're not familiar with this era, if you're just familiar with the Lethal Protector of the 90s Venom, This really expands on the mythos of Venom, you know, makes him kind of a intergalactic being, if you will, which we've known about and we've seen stories like that in the past, but this brings it to a whole new level. This was a lot of fun and strongly recommended it if you've not read it. Now let's go with something a little more classic, and of course I'm talking about Absolute Swamp Thing by Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson. Collecting the House of Secrets 92, which is where he makes his first appearance, and Swamp Thing 1 through 13. This one is 344 pages and $100, but it's an absolute format. I'm not gonna lie. The story itself, and I love Len Wein, I mean, this is the guy, Wolverine, right? John Zai's X-Men. But the stories in here, they were a little dry. But the artwork by Bernie Wrightson, my gosh. And to have it in absolute format, that's top tier right there. Yeah, that's why I'm recommending, or at least it's a recommendation to me. You don't have to follow my guidelines by all means. Predator, the original Years Omnibus Volume 1. Years in the making. I announced this in 2020, and it was supposed to come out in March of 2022. No, it was originally supposed to come out in 2021, and then it got postponed to March 2022, and everybody was like, oh, they're never going to release it because of rights, because of the... And I just kept telling people to be patient, and it is finally coming out. Oh, it's so good. I just finished reading it. Man, I can't wait to talk about this book, to do an overview of it. But this collects the Dark Horse era. This collects the classic Dark Horse stories. So it has Predator 1 through 4, Predator 2, 1 and 2, the Big Game miniseries, Cold War, Bloody Sands of Time, Bad Blood, Invaders from the Fourth Dimension, Dark River. Keep in mind, Predator 2 was before the Predator 2 movie that we ended up getting. So that's a very important thing to note. Kindred miniseries, and then material from a bunch of Dark Horse Comics Presents. And man, it's just Mark Verheiden is one of the writers on this, who also worked on a lot of the Aliens books. Some of my favorite Aliens comics came from him. And Chris Warner, $125, 1,008 pages. Sleeper Omnibus 2022 edition. This is for all you folks that missed out on the original printing. Now's your chance to get this amazing story by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips reprinted. So this is before they did a lot of the stuff for Image. This is right after they worked on Scene of the Crime, I want to say. Or while they were working on Scene of the Crime, they were doing this particular book. It started off as a Wildstorm book, and of course when DC absorbed Wildstorm, it came over to them. So you're going to see a lot of characters in here like Grifter or John Lynch that show up. You need to know anything about Wildcats? Absolutely not. This is a freaking awesome story about Agent Holden Carver and how he's stuck as a double agent. Oh, it's so good. Collecting Point Blank 1 through 5, Season 1 of Sleeper 1 through 12, Season 2 of Sleeper, and then material from the afterward. 720 pages, $100. It is a phenomenal read if you've not read it, if you missed out on it, or if you've enjoyed the things in Criminal, or you enjoyed other stuff by Sean Phillips and Ed Brubaker, you're not going to miss out on this one. Summertime Rendering. If you missed out on the trade paperbacks or you've been waiting for the hardcover, do not miss out on the hardcovers. They are beautiful books, published by Udon Studios, and it's all about Shinpei and how he returns to his hometown. It's his little hometown. It's like a little island, and he's there to attend the funeral of his friend, and it's his childhood friend, sweet girl named Ushio, who passed away. And it is the beginning of this whole mystery, sci-fi with horror elements added to it. Things that he's seeing, things that he doesn't know are real. It's awesome. I had a fun time. It's weird because I read this in the summertime and I fell in love with it. And I could not wait for the hardcovers to come out. And now they're coming out in hardcover. So they are officially coming out towards the end of December. They're going to try to drop some through December, but the official date is December 28th. For all 6 volumes in hardcover format. And speaking of hardcover format, and speaking of last week of the month, Spawn Origins Deluxe Edition Volume 5 is what I'm recommending for the people that have been waiting years for this one. Volume 4 came out so long ago, and we thought it was done, and they weren't going to go past issue 100. Yet here we are with 101 to 125. 25 issues. They're oversized format. They're beautiful, beautiful books, collections. These are bigger than the deluxe editions that I've done videos on, but also $99.99, so that is something very important to keep in mind. And to wrap up the suggestions or recommended reads for the year, that's crazy, or the week, or the month rather, of December, I'm gonna go with Baby Teeth, Omnibus. Donny Cates and Gary Brown coming together to write the story of Sadie Ritter, who's 9 months pregnant, and she is scared out of her mind because there's a little twist with her pregnancy, because the baby is the Antichrist. So, collecting all 20 issues of this book. It is a dark story, published by Aftershocks. Surprised that it took this long to get it out. I had year 1 in hardcover, but they never did a year 2. And honestly, I didn't finish reading the series. So I kind of need to see how this ends, and if this is the true ending or they're going to continue later on. But 100% recommending it because I thought it was a great story. It's one of my favorite horror reads. I think I put it in my hidden gems a few years ago as far as horror reads, but absolutely. Now, if you're interested in purchasing any of these books when they come out, check out our sponsors. If you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC books within the EU, flat rate shipping of €12 for all EU countries, bulletproof packaging, and all emails will be answered within 24 hours. They offer a huge selection of out-of-print books. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code nearmintcon, all one word at the checkout, to get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order of over €40. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. So that was my top 10 list. Let me know in the comments down below what you would have put at your top 10 list, what you think of my top 10 list, what you would take out, what you think I'm crazy for putting in there. I'd love to know all those comments down below. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. We are on Spreadshop and Patreon, and thank you so much, Story Assistant patrons. Could not be making videos like this possible without you all. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.